We will just wait for 2 more minutes. Let's see if other students are joining. Then we will start the session. Any difficulty you have? सर्व बऱ्याच दिवसांनी तू हे केलंय, लेक्चर अटेंड केलंय. Okay, I think we can start. I think we can start. So today I'll be taking one more practical ka program, and then we will do the networking. Networking is a completely रट्टोफाय मारण्याचा हे आहे lesson, and it carries around 23 to 20 marks, including options. Okay, for the final exam. So I had already told what you have to write and what you are not. What are the diagrams you have to draw? That already we have already discussed it. Not clear, का? आता येतोय आवाज? Okay. So we have already seen some part of the networking last time. Today also we will be doing networking and one more program of 8085, which is in the practical. Okay, most probably your practicals will be reduced. Okay, so but the thing is, in theory paper you get all the programs, so you have to just learn the programs. Okay, now the question is an 8-bit number is stored. An 8-bit number is stored in 6500. This address may change in the theory paper, okay, as well as in the practical paper. And another 8-bit number is stored at 6501. Write a program write an assembly language program to multiply these numbers and store 16-bit answer from 6502 onwards. Okay, you have to multiply and store the 16-bit answer, not 8-bit answer. Okay, you have an 8-bit number. 8-bit number means any 2-digit number. So 02 into 03 if you are doing, the multiplication of this is nothing but 06. But this answer should be stored as 0006. Okay, then only it can become the 16-bit number. I have already told you what is the multiplications logic. Again, I will tell you what is the multiplication logic. 00 मध्ये if I add 2, okay, the answer will be 2. Okay, in this again I will add 2, the answer will be 4. And again in that I will add 2 to get the answer as 06. So 2 I am adding 1, 2 and 3 times. So 3 times, how many times I have to add is nothing but this counter. Okay, and this number is added. So while adding, initially it should be added in 00. That you have to remember. Then only 3 times addition will be there. In 2, if you add 2, then twice you have to add. Barabar? 2 मध्ये 2, 4, 4 plus 2, that is 6. Okay, so twice you have to add. So in order to make it easier, if I have to keep this as a counter, how many times I have to add? I have to add the first number in 00. Okay, so that means whenever you are doing the addition, actually the accumulator contents must be 00, and then in that you are adding the register contents, correct? And then this particular, how many times you are adding can be another counter. So every time you add, that counter can be decremented by 1. Okay, so this is nothing but your logic of your multiplication. The same logic we have to use, but now instead of 8-bit answer, we want a 16-bit answer. So what I will do is, instead of adding it in 0000, I will add it in 0000, and this particular number which I am going to add, I will make it a 16-bit number by adding zeros to the previous part. See, if in decimal values also, whenever I am saying ki, suppose the number is 2, I don't want to change the number, right? I don't want to change the number. So if I have to write 2, and if I don't want to change the number, but I have to increase the number of digits, I add zeros earlier. So similarly, the 8-bit number, I am making it a 16-bit number by adding zeros in the previous positions. Correct? Now, since I want 16-bit number, I will add 2 more zeros. Okay, so this particular number, I will make it a 16-bit number, and then I will use the 16-bit addition. Now, whenever I am using a 16-bit addition, I have a ready-made instruction which is called as DAD, that is double addition, and then you have to write the registered pair name. Okay, so in this case, what will happen is the HL content will be nothing but the HL plus whatever are the register pair contents. So whenever you are doing a 16-bit addition, remember that the answer will be stored in the HL register pair. The one number has to be in the HL register pair, and another number must be in the another register pair. So that register pair, I can choose it either as a BC register pair or DE register pair. Any one register pair I can choose it, and then this particular number, how many times I have to add, is nothing but my 8-bit number, which is a counter. which I can use it as a counter. For loop जो असतो त्याच्यासाठी जो तुम्ही काउंटर वापरता तो काउंटर म्हणून मी हा घेईन. If you have understood this, then suppose this number I have to extend it to 16-bit number and I have to store it in the register pair, then 0002 must be in BC register pair, for example. That means 02 should always go to the lower register of the register pair, and the higher register I should make it as the 00. If you have understood this concept, then I will move further. Okay. हे कळलंय का? So this particular number I have extended it to 16-bit number. So lower 8-bit I have in this particular, right? Which address? 6500 address मध्ये आहे. Correct? 6500 मध्ये माझा 02 आहे. 6501 has 03. That means 6500 मधले contents I will bring it into the lower register of the register pair. So I will bring it in C, and then the B register I will make it as 00. And then I will continue adding the register pair. Okay. In order to add the register pair, the HL contents initially must be 0000. Initially they must be 0000, so that when I add the BC register content, the answer will be stored in HL. Correct? And every time you add, you will have to decrement this counter. That means this counter I should bring it in some other register. For example, now B and C I cannot use. So either D or E I can use. Okay. So if I have to write the logic of the program, then my address is nothing but what? 6500. The contents of those address, I will bring it into the lower register of register pair. And then I will have to increment the address because the next number is nothing but in 6501, right? So address plus 1, and then these contents of the address I will bring it into the E register. Now once you understand this particular concept, now once I bring it in the C, I want to make the B register contents as 00. That means the higher register of register pair must be equal to 00. Correct? See, in this case BC, C मध्ये आपण 02 आणलाय, B I am making 0. After that, what I have to do is I have to do this particular addition. Correct? How many times will be decided by this particular register? So HL must have initially 0000 because in 0000 I will be adding the number. So HL must have 0000, and then what I will do is the contents of HL will be nothing but equal to the contents of HL plus whatever are the register pair contents. Once it is over, one time I have already added it, then I will decrement the counter by 1, and if my counter is not equal to 0, that means 3 times I have not added it, I will again use it in the HL made, I will add the register pair content. So I will go to which step? Go to step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th step. Correct? Go to step 7, and then what you have to do is whatever is the answer will be now in HL pair, that we have to store it from 6502. So HL content must be stored in 6502 and 6501. 3. Correct? So HL contents I must store it in 6502 and 6502 and 6503. And once it is over, I have to stop. This is my nothing but this is the logic of my program. file, I have to store the 16 bits of answer. If you have understood this particular logic, I have to now write the program. Now, since I have to write the program, what I will do, the same thing I will convert it into 8085, correct? Assembly language. Now, this is a 16-bit number. I have to bring it into the address, and the contents of address I should bring it to some other register. So it is easier for me to use the HL pair. So LXIH, I will say 6500, and the contents of address will be now M. That I have to store it in the lower register of the register pair. Now, if I choose the register pair as BC register pair, it should go into the C register, right? So what I will say, move C comma M, and the higher register of the register pair with C, the higher register is B. So that should become 00. So MVIB 00 is the instruction. Now address equal to address plus 1. So I and X, you are incrementing by 1 the 16-bit address which is in HL pair. So INX H, and the contents of those address, that means M content, must be stored in E. So move E comma M. After that I am making HL equal to 0000. So again I can say MVIH00, MVIL00, or I can use LXIH0000 instruction, and then I will use DAD B. So what is happening in 0000? I am adding the BC register content, and then I am decrementing the E register content. And if it is not 0, that means I am checking the 0 flag. So if the 0 flag is not set, it should go to the instruction which has been labeled as loop. Okay. So step number 7 is nothing but your DAD-B instruction. Okay. So that's why I have given the label to that particular instruction. And now when I say if it is 0, then what you have to do? I have to store the contents of HL in 2 addresses. So the instruction for this is nothing but you have SHLD instruction. STA कसा असतं तसेच similar instruction is SHLD, and then you have to say 6502. So L contents will go in 6502 and H contents will go in 6503, and then you have to stop, that is halt. Okay, so this is your program to store a 16-bit answer of the multiplication of two 8-bit numbers. If you haven't understood, anybody who has not understood can raise your hand or can ask me. I will again explain it. Or if you have understood, then well and good.
Understood.
Okay, so this is one program which is there in practicals. The practicals may be reduced from 17 programs to 10 to 12 programs. Okay, because of the COVID, we haven't yet started the practical, so it might be reduced to 10 to 12 programs. And hopefully this year it will be easier programs for the practical. But for theory, any program can come. Any difficulty in this now?
No.
So I will explain you the now networking chapter. Okay, again it's a very, I am sending all the, I will be sending all the notes of the networking chapters, but it's just mugging up. Okay, so hardly you will, I mean, Just remember where the diagrams have to be. I think we have completed this topology. Topology, you must draw the diagrams. Here the arrows must be there. Okay, since I haven't drawn the arrows, you have to draw the arrows. Okay, and disadvantages and advantages of the topology. Topology is the interconnections of the computers in the network. You have star topology, ring topology, then you have the bus topology. So these are the advantages and disadvantages of each topology. One question is always asked on the topology. Okay, so this is an important topic in networking. Then we had already seen what are the physical transmission media. Whenever you want to send the information is sent through the wires or through the wireless media. Okay, so the physical transmission media is nothing but the channels through which you are transmitting the information. Now, which media has to be chosen will be decided by some factors. Okay, so these factors you must remember, because whenever you are comparing the physical media, that is bounded media, you will have to use these particular points to compare the things. So cost of media, if you had seen the twisted pairs, these are the cheapest, and fiber optics is the most expensive media. Okay, then implementation cost, you need the skill, the labors to implement that particular media, or you need different devices for the connections. So that particular cost is nothing but your implementation cost. Channel bandwidth is nothing but the maximum range of the frequencies which can be sent over a large distance without having any distortion is nothing but called as the bandwidth. If you have the larger bandwidth, it's always better. Okay, then fiber optic cable is nothing but it has the maximum bandwidth as compared to UTP and STP. Then band usage, whichever is the band of the frequency is sent either as a single frequency, or it can be sent as a combinations of the frequencies. Okay, modulation curve. So that is called as the band usage. There are two types of thing, is nothing but the broadband, and one is nothing but the baseband, and second one is nothing but the broadband. So broadband uses usually the method of dividing the frequency. Then you have the electromagnetic interference. Usually the copper wires are used. So while carrying the signals, electrical signals, electromagnetic interference can appear, and hence the information can be in the distorted form. Then you have the attenuation. Attenuation over a large distance, when you are sending any data, after a certain distance, the data gets weakened. Okay, so again and again you have to regenerate it or amplify it. That is nothing but the attenuation. Then you have the difference between the bounded and unbounded media. So usually these are the names of the bounded media: twisted pairs, coaxial cable, fiber optics. These are your bounded media. Unbounded media is pocket radio, uh, microwave, satellite communication. Okay, all these are nothing but your unbounded or the wireless media. Usually the bounded media is used for the short distances, while wireless media is used for the longer distances. And the communication is through wires for the bounded media. Here it is wireless communication. So the bandwidth might be low in most of the cases. Here you must have the large bandwidth, as it is a wireless media. It cannot be used in the rural or hilly regions because it is difficult for the installation, while the wireless media can be used for the rural and the hilly. Now the another important question which is asked is nothing but any one bounded media they usually ask. So suppose if they ask the difference between the bounded media, then what you can do is you can just make a table and use these particular characteristics to compare these. But suppose if they ask you only to explain the UTP STP cable or coaxial cable, then you must draw the diagram, okay, and then explain it. That is the main thing which you have to remember. So diagrams, I haven't yet drawn it, but twisted pair, if you have a general knowledge, you can easily see the twisted pair. The wires are twisted, okay, and usually they are used for the simple local telephone connections. मध्ये जर तुम्हाला वापरायचं असेल, then the twisted pairs are used. And basically, the advantage is nothing but they are inexpensive cables, as well as they are easy to install. Anybody, any layman can also install it. But if you see the disadvantage, they are used for the shorter distance. They have the limited bandwidth, and speed of transmission is also low. Now, the twisted pairs are of two types. One is called as the unshielded twisted pair, that is UTP, and shielded twisted pair, that is STP. So basically, they have the jacket, they have the aluminum or polyester between the jacket, plastic jacket, and the twisted pairs. So that is the additional, what you can say, cover which is there for the shielded twisted pair. So again, if you want to compare them, use the same 6 characteristic: cost, then implementation cost, bandwidth, attenuation, and the EMI. Okay, and where they are used, that is the main thing which you have to compare. Then comes your coaxial cable. Most of you must have seen the coaxial cable. Wherever your TVचं जे cable channels असतात, that is nothing but your coaxial cable. So basically you have the copper wire, okay, it is at the center and it is surrounded by the wire mesh, okay, jacket. Okay, so that is nothing but your coaxial cable. If you see, it should have the connector, okay, and those connectors are used to connect from one place to another. So there are two types of the coaxial wires. One is nothing but your uh, thick, thick net, and the second one is nothing but your thin net. So depending upon the size and the resistance which they offer, depending upon that they have different uses. Like they are used in the Ethernet, they are used for the cable TV and so on. Basically, advantage, if you see, they are used in the network because of the different sizes, okay, and they give the better resistance to electromagnetic induction than your UTP and STP. Similarly, attenuation is also less compared to the twisted pairs. But if you compare it with the fiber optics, they have this disadvantage. Okay, they are relatively expensive, but they are cheaper than the fiber optic cable. Okay, and the bandwidth is less for compared with the fiber optic cables and more compared with the your UTP or STP. Then your fiber optic cables is the only cable which uses the light waves to carry the information instead of your copper wires. So what happens is, if they are using the light wires, you can imagine what is the speed of that particular communication. So that communication is nothing but your fastest communication, and the light signal is actually propagates. There are two glass surfaces, and between those glass surfaces the light travels. So actually what happens is, there is no electromagnetic induction because there is no electric, I mean copper wire or something, right? You have the fiber material. So electromagnetic induction doesn't occurs when you are using the fiber optic cables. So basically, uh, fiber optic cables is, though it is expensive, but it has many advantages. Okay, so bandwidth is high, speed of communication is very high. Then basically, uh, data rate is very high. They are very small in size. So जर तुमचा एखादा केस बघितला, तर त्या केसामध्ये जवळजवळ thousands of fiber optic cables can be there. So they are lightweighted and they can be carried from one place to another easily. That is there are many advantages of the fiber optic cables, and there are two diagrams in your book. Both the diagrams you have to draw when the question about the fiber optic cables is asked. Okay, and advantages and disadvantages, there are lot many advantages and disadvantages. These are expensive and difficult to install. Then you have the many times they ask you the comparisons between the bounded media, correct? So for the comparisons, all these transmission media characteristics you must remember and just compare with them. So this is the most cheapest one, and this is the most expensive. Okay, this is the easy to installation. This is the most difficult wire to install. Attenuation is more here. Attenuation is the smallest here. EMI is maximum. Here it is minimum, and it doesn't exist in fiber optic cable. Bandwidth is very large. Here it is small. Okay, and the signal type is in both cases it is electrical, while in the third case it is nothing but the light. Now unbounded media is nothing but your wireless media. So there are three types of media. One is a packet radio. So you have a transmitter and receiver of the different frequencies. The transmitter will transmit at one frequency and the receiver will receive it at the another frequency. So actually the packet radio is attached to the terminal and the information is entered on the terminal that will be transmitted through your packet radio and received by the computer. There the information is again processed and the result will be transmitted. Then you have the microwave media. Microwave are the have the highest frequency, that is up to 100 gigahertz frequency असते, and they can pass through any hills or any obstacles. So they are mainly used. But in this case, you will have to use the repeaters again and again because they are when they travel in the line of the sight, there after certain, see, earth is nothing but a round surface wala. So if they are traveling in the straight line, again there will be an obstacle. So usually the many repeaters are used in case of the microwave media. So whenever you have the transmission for the larger area, we use the microwave. And the next one is nothing but the satellite communication, which is the most common communication nowadays for the, especially तुम्हाला माहिती आहे की weather forecast असो किंवा security purpose असो किंवा military applications असो, there we use the satellite communication. This part is there for your physics also, so you can just go through that. Okay, so satellite is nothing but the earth will send from the transmitter, uplink will be sent and it will be received by the satellite, and from there the information is sent to the downlink on the earth. So these are the main wire bound and bounded media and wireless media. And then comes your network connectivity devices, which one of the network connectivity devices always comes in the theory exam. कुठल्या तरी एका तरी कमीत कमी एक किंवा जास्तीत जास्त दोन. Okay, they ask about the connectivity device. Here also you must draw the diagrams. If you don't draw the diagrams, you may lose marks. Okay, so basically the connectivity devices are mainly used to grow your network beyond a certain limit. Okay, so that is the main use of the connectivity device. So expansion can be the internal, that is network मध्येच तुम्हाला expand करायचं असेल, or it can be the two different networks are to be connected to each other, then it is called as the inter-network connectivity. And the devices which are used are nothing but hub, modem, repeaters and routers, which you are going to study. So hubs you must have seen in your computer lab also. There is a hub, central hub. So usually you don't have to solder the wires. Okay, you have to just insert the wires in that connector. Okay, that is nothing but the central hub which you call. All the computers are connected to the central hub, and through those central hubs the communication will be made. And there are three types of hubs. One is nothing but called as the active hub, second one is called as the passive hub, and the third one is called as the intelligent. As you know, passive hub means whatever is the information will be directly transmitted. Active hub means it will amplify certain signals. So it contains the electronic components also. Okay, it just don't what do you say? Just don't pass the information. It processes certain information and then it sends it. While at intelligent hub, it will do all the network management or intelligent path selection, which is the cheapest path or the fastest path that it will find it out, and the signals will be routed. So this is nothing but your regarding the hubs. So you must draw the diagram. Here I haven't yet drawn the diagram. Just refer to your book to draw the diagram. Last year we had asked you to write about modem in the assignment. So this year also you have the modem. Modem is nothing but the modulator demodulator. So the signal is modulated at the initial end and at the receiving end it is demodulated. Usually in the telephone lines, what happens is the digital thing is converted into the telephone line. That means analog signal. And at the receiving end, the analog signal is converted into the digital signal. That is called as the modem. Okay. And basically the use of the modem is earlier there were fax machines. Okay, so fax machines मध्ये तुम्ही telephone dial करायचा number and then it used to transmit. Okay, so that is nothing but your modem, analog signals, and conversion of analog to digital and digital to analog will be done by the modem. There are two types of modem, synchronous modem and asynchronous modem. This is not given in the book, but this is given in the TPS. Just go through that. Okay, applications of the modems are nothing but fax communication, email communication, internet browsing, etc. Then your repeater will repeat the signal, regenerate the signal as it is. Okay, and some of the repeaters will amplify the signals and then they will send it to the. So basically, wherever the attenuation is more, the repeaters are used. Okay, so this is nothing but your repeater. You will see mobile towers, right? Many mobile towers are between. So the transmitter end एका ठिकाणी असतं, receiving end दुसऱ्या ठिकाणी असतं, and in between you have so many mobile towers which act as a repeater. Then last one is nothing but the router, which is also called as the inter-network connectivity device. That means when you want to expand your network, small network into big network or big network into small network, we can use the routers. This you must be using it at home also, right? So routers you already know. Okay, so there are two types of routers. One is nothing but called as the static router and dynamic router. The static router will not choose the path, but dynamic router will see wherever the network is busy, it will avoid that path and it will choose a particular path. Okay, so these are the four network connecting devices. Out of that, router the diagram is not म्हणजे बुक मध्ये दिला आहे पण तो प्रत्येक ह्याला असेलच असं नाही. But hub, repeater and modem या तिघांचे diagrams you must be knowing. Because router diagram simple router साधा router पण काढतात आणि मग त्याला मार्क द्यावे लागतात. Okay. So these are the connectivity devices. On Wednesday, we will see about the one more program and about your Ethernet and protocols and all that. Then our networking chapter will be over and paper 2 portion will be over. Okay. So after that, I will send some assignments. You can go through those assignments. And then we will see when can I take the lectures after. Okay. So this Wednesday we will again meet. Okay. Shall I end the meeting? Okay, I am ending the meeting.